Every year at the port of Dover, millions of passengers make the crossing to the UK from France. Border agency officers work tirelessly to check vehicles entering the country for illegal items. Today, a British passenger has just arrived home after driving back from a holiday in the south of Spain.
Are you travelling with anyone else at all?
I've been over there with my dad, but he just didn't drive back really.
Okay. What's your dad doing now?
He's still there, getting drunk.
Okay. Do you have any cigarettes, any tobacco goods at all? What type of cigarettes?
Sniffer dog Cheska is brought in to assess the man's car for any cash or traces of drugs. Large sums of cash brought into the country is checked to see whether it has links to criminal activity.
Sorry, Amy, she's got €1,000 in the vehicle.
Right. Yes, please.
Okay, can you just do that, please?
Yeah, just wait 1 second until I finish the car. Thank you. Okay, Mick, do you want to get that money out?
The man fetches an envelope of cash from the front of the car. Suspiciously, he also brings out some sugar in a plastic bag.
So it's €1,000. So it's more than 1,000. It's father's asked me to bring it home. So how much is it then?
€3,000.
3,000. And whose money is it?
That's my father's. He thought he was going to need more than he did.
With the man's story starting to change, Cheska is brought in to do a thorough check inside the car.
Come here. Come here. Good girl.
And it doesn't take long for her to make an indication on something hidden deep within the boot. As the evidence starts to rack up, officers move in to examine what Cheska has found. Concealed in the side of the boot is an envelope containing a further £1,400 in cash.
It could be various reasons. It could be if he's got something else in the car. It might be money for bringing drugs in. He's put it in the car to try and hide it so it doesn't get picked up. Obviously, now we're going to have a little bit look further to see if we can find anything else in the car.
As officers continue with a thorough search, there are growing concerns about the man's erratic behaviour.
He's laughing. You can hear this tapping in the background. That's him throwing this bag of sugar. People try and look and try and act normally, but in fact it just doesn't look normal, does it? So his story, the way he's acting, the dog indication, the concealment in the car, it all points in a very, very strong direction of there's something concealed in the car.
Young man who's been found with £1,400 in cash hidden in the boot of a car. Swab tests are conducted on the steering wheel and on a bag of sugar the man has been clutching. Officers want to find out whether he's come into contact with any drugs.
So this will read different types of drugs, basically everything that is prohibited coming in. Nothing on the steering wheel, so this one's come off the bag of sugar. And there's no trace on either of it. So maybe it is just sugar. It's a bit worrying if he's lobbing half a kilo of coke around just in the car.
Despite no trace of drugs, officers are still concerned the man isn't telling the whole truth. The search of the car is taken to the next level.
Also, we're just putting up on the ramp now to look underneath, because when it's down on the floor you can sort of look underneath, but you can't get a full picture. Just to see if anything's been placed in the natural space underneath the car. Obviously you get like these sump guards. Obviously sometimes the more expensive cars have covers underneath, to make sure that it's not being utilised to smuggle drugs.
Further suspicious information comes to light that the car actually belongs to the man's godfather.
How can you dabble to your godfather? Because this is his car that you're in.
Yeah.
Because this money's been found in it, which we'll talk about in a minute. What can you tell me about it? Is he your father's friend? Is he
He's just very, very from my father's best friend.
Is he retired?
I've no idea. I barely even talk to the man.
Why is that?
It's just Dad's car. I don't know. I was just barely best friend, isn't it? I've just got nothing really in common with him, you know.
The man claims to know nothing about the cash found in the boot of his godfather's car. Despite a number of suspicious signs, with no concrete evidence, officers are forced to release the man with all of his cash.
The outcome's very frustrating. There's something not right there. The officers had a good look at the vehicle, and what more can they do, really? And that's the frustration.
It's early afternoon at Bristol Airport. A flight has just arrived from Malaga in Spain, and officers are x-raying bags to check for any illegal goods. One bag appears to be full of cigarettes, so a description is radioed through to the officers inside the terminal.
It's a black bulldog. It's got Chelsea bag.
Okay, I'll pick it up. Thank you.
The bag is placed back on the luggage carousel, and Officer Erica waits for the owner to pass through the customs channels.
Hi guys, are you travelling together? Yeah, can you just step this way a second? Where have you just arrived from?
Spain,
Malaga. And how long have you been away for?
4 days.
4 days? Was it holiday? Yeah. Okay. And I take it this is all your luggage?
Yeah.
You packed it all yourselves? Yeah. Fully aware of all the contents?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you purchase anything over there that you brought back with you? Any gifts for anyone? Cigarettes, tobacco, alcohol?
Kids and t-shirts.
Right. Okay. So no cigarettes and tobacco. Okay. And who are they for? Both of you. You both smoke, do you? Okay. And how much have you? You don't at the moment.
No, she's not. She's pregnant.
Oh right. Okay.
Big going back to Spain.
Right. Okay. So how much have you got?
How about I got?
How much? How many cigarettes, tobacco? How much have you got?
Quantities of cigarettes purchased in Spain are only allowed back into the UK if they're for personal use. The couple will need to convince Erica that all their tobacco products are for themselves. As the bags are checked, the packages just keep coming, raising the suspicion that the goods may not be for personal use.
How much did all of this cost you? So, you are the only one that smokes at the moment, yeah?
Basically, I smoke rollies.
Yeah.
She smokes and cigs. She's offered us some things. I thought I'm not going back abroad, so basically I wanted to buy it.
Oh, right, okay. How long do you expect this to last you?
6 months.
Yeah? Do you normally bring stuff back when you go abroad, or?
If we go away to Spain, we do, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Have you got any rolling papers on you at all?
On me.
Yeah. No papers? No? Okay, you've got an open packet there, though, have you? Okay, if I asked you to roll a cigarette, would you be able to do that for me? Yeah? Okay, I'll just get some papers then.
If the passenger is unable to roll a convincing cigarette, it will support Erica's hunch that the goods aren't for personal use and they'll all be seized. The male passenger has been asked to roll a cigarette to establish whether he himself is a smoker.
Do you normally roll them yourself?
Yeah, but I'm not doing that change. I thought this was the limit.
No, basically there's a guideline amount. We've got to satisfy ourselves that it's not for any other purpose than your own personal use.
After 2 attempts, the man has produced a pretty unconvincing rollie.
All right, I'll be back in a second then. That's his second attempt at a cigarette.
Okay. If that's what you
Yeah.
a rollie, it'll last them about 2 years.
Erica remains unhappy with the couple's story.
Right, based on the amount that you brought in, you're not over the guidelines, but I'm not entirely satisfied. Obviously, you're bringing in cigarettes, even though you're not going to be smoking them for a certain amount of months. Okay, what I want to do is just interview you both, okay, and ask you some more questions. You're not under arrest or anything like that, so you are free to leave, but obviously if you do go, the goods stay here. Oh, right. Okay. So would that be preferable?
Go away and come back, that'd be better.
Yeah?
Leave everything, or you say come back with us or not?
No, you have to leave everything here. What we do is we detain it. I'll write out a detention notice for you. I'll just do the paperwork, okay? And then you can just sign it and we'll go from there.
Excellent.
Okay, yeah?
The passengers decide that their time is more precious than their €1,800 cargo and choose to leave the airport empty-handed.
It's hard to tell. That's why we carry out the interviews, go into a bit more detail. You didn't really do a successful attempt at rolling a cigarette, to be honest.
As the couple leave the airport, they're given 30 days in which to arrange the follow-up meeting. For now, their goods remain seized. The couple at Bristol Airport, who had 30 days to arrange a follow-up meeting about their cigarettes and tobacco, never got in touch. All of their goods were later destroyed.